The 2022 Government Technology Conference, GovTech, has wrapped up, and there is renewed enthusiasm for the growth of information and communications technology around the continent. This year's theme was Digitisation and Digitalisation, Evolving Government Services. Among the main focus areas were ways to use technology to develop small, medium and micro enterprises. Let's hear more then about this, and I'm joined by the spokesperson for the State Information Technology Agency, SITA, and that is Tlali Tlali. Tlali, good evening and thank you for your time. So a focus on a key area of the South African economy, small, medium and micro enterprises, and how digital technologies can weigh in as we seek so much growth. What are some of the bright ideas coming out of GovTech that can be implemented to try and spur on this area of development?
Good evening to us and good evening to the viewers out there. Perhaps one should start and paraphrase the GovTech 2022 and give it context to it in this particular manner. It is a conference that resurfaced at the backdrop of the outbreak of COVID-19 pandemic worldwide. 2022 conference is a restart following the maiden conference that took place in 2006. And GovTech, in simple terms, and perhaps you should do that as part of justice to the people who are viewing this program and wondering what is GovTech. Sure. GovTech, in brief, it is a forum, a platform, and an engagement opportunity which brings stakeholders right across the value chain that have something to do with the ICT solutions, products, and services as they relate to government, hence the name GovTech, coming from government technology. So in this instance, we saw a number of stakeholders converging in the city of eThekwini following the outbreak of COVID-19. And for the first time in the history of this conference, we applied the hybrid model insofar as the conference is concerned. And the second point about it was that as opposed to how it used to be hosted historically, we saw a situation where GovTech was expanding outside the borders of the Republic, with a number of countries also on the African continent participating, that include Zambia, Namibia, and Burkina Faso. So part of what we discussed was to really look at what is it that the role players and stakeholders could bring to the table in order to ensure that government is able to deliver services to ordinary people on the ground with more efficiency and with a lot more of convenience to them. And the SMME sector also played an important role in that regard. Part of what we do as SITA is to provide solutions and to assist SMMEs, those who participate in the ICT sector. And what we did during GovTech this year was to launch what we refer to as Digitech, which is one of the innovations that are coming from SITA, a brainchild of SITA together with the Department of Communications and Digital Technologies. It is basically a platform that seeks to invite all SMMEs who are in the business of developing apps and solutions to make them available. And in this instance, SITA assisted them with creating that particular platform so that these services can be consumed by the citizens on the ground.
Yeah, and Tlali, while you talk about that then, part of the point about GovTech, as you explained a bit earlier on, is also about accessibility of government services and also innovative thinking around inclusivity. I was just seeing some of the people that you awarded who basically bridge the gap between what the needs of society are and what technologies are available. Just tell me a bit more about that, that element that talks to that, helping people access government services easier through digital technologies.
One of the critical areas insofar as helping people to access government services with ease has to do with one of the important programs of government, which focuses on infrastructure investment, and government has made public its intentions to roll out what will be referred to as the second phase of SA Connect, which basically means that it is a rollout of infrastructure right across the breadth and width of this particular country to ensure that every single human being by the year 2024 has access to internet. And when we have access to internet, it means then that the government, for its part, must be in a position to roll out its services in a manner that is going to be convenient for citizens. And this links nicely with the theme of GovTech this year, which is about, as you said it slowly, digitization as well as digitalization. And if you allow me, I can spend a few moments to simply unpack what digitization and digitalization is. The first part, digitization, has to do with the process where what we were dealing with in the past, for the most part, including which is part of a reality at this stage, with a paper situation where when you approach government departments, you fill out forms whether you apply for ID, passport, driver's license, or any other form of grant. The Department of Home Affairs has been leading in this regard, where the Minister of Home Affairs, Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi, announced that they are moving towards creating that particular environment. If anything, it is one of the important announcements that we have made at GovTech this year, where the Minister of Communications and Digital Technologies, Minister Ntshabeni, indicated that by the mid of 2024, government will be a paperless environment. And this is one of those areas where we are working with the SMMEs to ensure that we move with speed towards creating an environment of being paperless at the level of government.
All right, Tlali, before I let you go, I just need to make sure that I understand you correctly. There's this commitment to government being paperless by 2024, and I think I'm quite clear on that. The other element, if I heard you correctly, the target is to have everyone, every single South African connected to the internet by 2024. Great and ambitious target. I'm fully behind it, and many South Africans will say that, but is it realistic?
It may be viewed, Thulas, as being aspirational and a bit unrealistic, but when you look at it closely, a lot of work has already been done in the country, where we are talking about the rollout of phase 2 of SA Connect, which suggests that there has been an implementation of phase 1, and government has reflected on this matter to take into account what challenges were encountered during the rollout of phase 1. And phase 2 will be implemented by SETA together with SMMEs as well as other state entities that include Centec, to ensure that as well as BBI, to ensure that the internet become accessible to everybody. As you know, at this stage, there are a number of hotspots that are available to ensure this thing, but it is something that we are working towards, and the minister was resolute about it to ensure that it is achieved by 2024.
All right, Tlali, let's leave it there. I've got to thank you for your time and your insights. That's Tlali Tlali there, who's spokesperson for the State Information Technology Agency, sharing with us what came out of the conference known as GovTech, as well as that ambitious target to have every South African across the length and breadth, at the heartland and the hinterland of South Africa connected to the internet. Let's hope it does materialize. That would be great if it was achieved. Let's all hope. We live in hope.